I have all the available information on when the indictment might come down, the arraignment process, and everything in between.
They've been meeting last week with the New York City Police Department. What do we do around the courthouse? What do we do with threats against the district attorney and others? They've been meeting with the New York State court officers. How do we manage inside the courthouse? How are we going to handle this? And they've been talking about really kind of getting ready for something that they're talking about, could happen as early as Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's a grand jury. And, they could be presented with the option to indict, and, that's a number of people who could vote not to. They're operating on the theory, though, that when a district attorney or a prosecutor asks for an indictment, almost all the time, they get it.
They get it, right. But here's the thing, though. Then, if it happens, you then, no matter what ends up happening, whether convicted and whether it's a fine, all that's separate. No matter what, you have to go through an arrest. Do you get a mugshot? What happens here?
This is the bizarre part, because, this is routine. They literally do this hundreds of thousands of times, over the course of years. But they've never done it with a former president of the United States. So you have, in the case of an indictment, you have a defendant who's coming in with armed Secret Service protection, who's going to walk into 1 Hogan Plaza, the DA's office, go up to the floor where the detective squad is. They're going to fingerprint him electronically and photograph him for a mugshot. And then he's going to sit somewhere with his attorneys while an arraignment is scheduled. All this would be prearranged. Mm-hmm. He would go down to the arraignment, where there is almost 100% certainty that he will be released on his own recognizance. In the planning process, what they've been struggling with is, what happens next? Does he come out on the courthouse steps? Is there a crowd of demonstrators? Are there counter-demonstrators?
Is he making a statement? He's having a rally?
He's doing a press conference. And these are the things where they're building contingency upon contingency upon contingency in coordination with the DA's office, with the court officers, with the police, with the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, and the Secret Service, of course, who is in the awkward position of, if there was an indictment, being the protective element around the suspect.
Right. It is incredible.